Hello and welcome to a new vlog. Or technically it's the same day as where let me pause this. So technically this is the same place as where my other vlog ended, but we're here. I am currently exporting all of my content from my vlogs while listening to a Steph Bohr video, and I don't know if I'm going to edit a video or read. I'm going back and forth. I might just read because Kingdom of the Wicked was so good last night. Like, I ended up being responsible and not staying up all night reading. If you hear it, it's, you know, what else is new? But, it's so good. And today's Friday, which means I basically could do, not whatever I want, but I can stay up pretty late. I do have a book club, in-person book club tomorrow, but that's not till 1:30. So I have so much time. I do need to return the ceiling lamp that didn't fit. I think I said this in my last video, but Amazon extended my return. Like, normally you get a month to return things, so I contacted them and I was like, hey, like, is there any way you could extend it? Because, like, I installed it, it's just not, it doesn't work. And so they're like, yeah, sure, but you have, like, a week. So technically the week doesn't end till Thursday, but because my boyfriend's not here and I don't really have that many plans this week, and I've kept it pretty chill with the exception of my book club, I'm not doing that much. Right now I'm making a chili, and so... Sorry, I'm just grabbing my other camera so I could export that content too, so I could be a little productive. And even if I decide I don't really want to edit right now, it's just ready for me because I'll do it tomorrow. If not, again, I have a pretty empty weekend with the exception of the book club and the return of that fan, which is good because I have actually some grocery shopping to do. And so that would be great because then I could return it at Whole Foods, and then I'm obsessed with that lamp. Man, I killed it. I'm so proud of myself. Anyways, so yes, I'm going to read, I think, after I export this content, and then I'm done for a while. So you're just gonna watch me read for a bit, honestly. Happy Saturday. I woke up with a little bit of energy, and I think I'm finally going to tackle, or at least start to tackle, the organization of these shelves. So, like, I have a bit of a dilemma. I'm planning on adding one more shelf and just make this whole wall like shelves. And so in theory, I think I was going to do, like, the left side was going to be red, like right behind my chair, so I don't need to pull it out as often. What I've read, and then I would continue on to the next shelf, books that I've read. And then finishing up with empty space and books that I haven't read. And so that is the plan. Right now, I don't think I've ever showed you, but I have books that are like a mix of read and haven't read. Like, this is a bad example. This whole shelf, this one I've read. But for example, I have not ever read The Shadow of the Gods, which is the Bloodsworn series. I haven't read that one. I haven't read the Walking Dead series. These are my boyfriend's books actually, but I do want to read this one. But I read the Shatter Me series, and I read, of course, ACOTAR, and I've read Claire Gilmore, so they're kind of just all over the place. And I think the best way to start this off, at least, is to have, like, kind of some sort of organization between what I've read and what I haven't, because that's how I had my books sorted last time. I think it was easier to find a book when it's all, like, the unreads are all in one section. I know some people don't agree with me and they put them in their shelf immediately, but, you know, there's no right or wrong. I think that is the plan, though, for now. We will see if how long I keep this up for. Actually, before I forget, I didn't even think about it, but I didn't really vlog that much last night. I did read an extra, like, 150 pages of Kingdom of the Wicked. I'm about page, I think it's 290. Let me see, I have it in my room, so I could just tell you easily what page I'm on. No, I'm wrong. 227. So I was way off on that. I've read still about 100 pages, so. Oh, let me plop in bed. And it's so good. It's different. I just like a fantasy. Even if it's like, I think it's rare for me to dislike. Hello, baby. Hello. Sit down. Don't do that. I think it's rare for me to dislike a fantasy because a lot of the time I just find it fully immersive, and like when I'm looking for a book that's honestly what I really want, I want a book that is immersive and like helps me escape for a while, regardless of whether it's fantasy or romance or whatever. I was like, I've heard mixed reviews on this. I don't know if just people were like, it's all right, but I actually really like it. It's a witches. There's werewolves mentioned. They've mentioned shapeshifters. There's demons and devils and different types of like monsters that belong in hell. So it's interesting. I'll read that back to you because I don't want to give anything away because now I'm pretty far in. It says Amelia and her twin sister Vittoria are strige, witches who live secretly among humans, avoiding notice and persecution. One night, Vittoria misses dinner service at her family's restaurant in Sicily. Amelia soon finds the body of her beloved twin desecrated beyond belief. Devastated, Amelia sets out to find her sister's killer and to seek vengeance at any cost, even if it means using dark magic that's been long forbidden. Then Amelia meets Wrath, one of the wicked, who are the princes of hell. She has been warned against in tales since she was a child. Wrath claims to be on Amelia's side, tasked by his master with solving a series of women's murders on the island. But when it comes to the wicked, nothing is as it seems. I didn't even read the back, so I didn't know her sister was going to die. I thought this was going to be kind of like a Caraval-esque thing, where it's kind of just like sisters' journeys like through this fantasy world, and like maybe diving into magic, like more magic, because they tend to use like herbal magic, not the forbidden magics, which include other things. But I really like it. And the romance subplot, I don't know if that really exists or not, but I feel like it's a romantasy. I like it. I do feel like our main character is a little bit unlikable because she's kind of a bitch, but like, I don't know. I'm not sure. She's growing on me a little bit, and I understand to some extent, but sometimes I feel like her emotions are kind of all over the place. Like the way she reacts is almost dramatic or like out of nowhere. It just doesn't make sense to me, but I'll see if it makes sense as the story continues. Wrath, on the other hand, I love so much. The world is really fun. It takes place in Italy. This is kind of cool because they mix in like Italian words and phrases and everything in here. I feel like a lot of the time fantasy is very, at least maybe it's the fantasy I've read, and that's probably my mistake. It's very like either a world that doesn't exist or American centric or Canadian or like from the UK, like London. Actually, it's probably those three, like the UK, Canada, and America, are where most fantasies take place, and I don't know why, but they do, and it's very interesting. So I feel like Italy is just very different from the other three cultures. So that's another cool thing that I've noticed, and I didn't realize it until I was reading it, that like they tend to place more, not urban, because this takes place in an older time. There's still like corsets and dresses and all that, but I don't know. I like it though. It's really good. It's been fun. The first like 50 or 60 pages were a little slow, but once you pass that hiccup, it's been like consistent go, which I love. Okay, so I got back from running errands and I felt so productive. So I returned the old lamp that didn't fit. I bought not only one, but 2 sets of flowers. These are some tulips. They grow them locally in New Jersey, so I always try to get them during tulip season. And I purposely got them not in bloom so they last a little longer in my house. Like when they're fully bloomed, they're already nice. They look like they're gonna be purple. And then I picked up a few ingredients. Like I needed like random things. I technically need milk, but I didn't pick it up there because I think I'm gonna go to Costco and just pick that up. Now I'm about to meet with a friend because my book club got canceled. Like half of the girls canceled last minute, and me and my friend who are also part of book club were like, let's just hang out anyways. So we are planning. My hair feels so big today. I don't really know what to do with that. Okay, it is raining, so maybe like the rain just made it even frizzier. And then I had a fright because I thought that I locked myself out of my house. which would have sucked because then I would have had to call the landlord and they would have had to open the door, and it's just so embarrassing. I need to get spare keys and like give them to somebody. So if I need to get in, I could, but I just moved in and I haven't had the time to go to Home Depot and just make spares. And in my old place, I had so many spares. Like I gave one to my boyfriend's mom, I gave one to my parents, and like, I had one in my car. Like it's just like in case I locked myself out, which has happened, at least I had a spare that would just stay in my car, and it made it a lot more safe and secure, I guess is the word I would use. But yeah, so right now, I'm out of breath. I was like playing with Luca, like running around in the house and stuff because it's raining outside, and I feel bad when it's rainy. We just do our business and we don't really play or anything. So we were playing for a little bit. I have lunch in like 25 minutes. It's really close to my house and it just opened up. It's called Cava. It is a chain, and it does, I think, like Spaniard light healthy food that tastes delicious. I'll send you, I'll share, send you like you're my friend. I'll share with you some of the food pictures later on. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. I feel like just the fact that I went to Whole Foods and returned that package and got my money back was like, that's it. I did my productive day, like thing of the day. I don't know why, like doing something that you just don't really want to do. Like in my head, I built it up to be so much worse than it actually was. It was smooth and painless and easy, and it usually is. I don't know. I've just been getting like leave my house anxiety, which is really bad. Because like I feel like the more you stay inside, then the worse it gets, and then like it just builds and builds and builds versus like there's a difference between being introverted and enjoying being at home and then like getting anxiety from leaving your house for I don't even know fear of what. But I did it. I went to the store, I returned my package by myself and went shopping by myself. Once I'm there, it's not a big deal. It's actually like I think the act of like mentally preparing to actually go and do the thing that makes it worse than actually when you're there. Because I used to do all these things. I don't know what's happened, but it's gotten worse with time. So I gotta get out of that. I gotta just start going out and doing things. Maybe I will leave early? No, I don't think I'll leave early because I don't know what that place is. And if not, I would have brought like something to do, like maybe not my laptop. I was thinking about it originally for book club, like charging it so I could potentially go to, we were planning on going to a coffee shop. So I thought we were going to be able to, like I could sit down a little early and get like some vlogging work done so that I exported all of my stuff off the SD cards. But I didn't really do that. And so I think I'm just going to like go solo dolo because I don't know what this place is like. We're not going to a cafe anymore. Yeah, I'm going to grab some lunch. I'm not even that hungry because I had a matcha that I made before. And that always leaves me with like zero appetite or a negative appetite. But it's okay. And then I still have leftover chili I made yesterday, but I bought tortilla chips today so I can have some more for dinner. I think that is the plan. I think my goal is to like have lunch. I should go to Costco today. I don't really want to. I think it's going to be a nightmare. And then I'm going to, let me see what I say. I'm going to go to I need to go to Costco. I need to grab some milk. But like to go to Costco for 2 items, I'm going to see if like maybe my mom is going to go or my dad is going to go. And then maybe be like, hey, could you buy me some milk while you're there if you're already going to buy a whole bunch of stuff. Then have lunch with my friend. I think I want to walk on my treadmill for a little bit. Come home, walk Luca again. And then, well, I'm going to come home, walk Luca, and then go on the treadmill afterwards to walk a little more. Because it's like drizzling. And then I'm going to edit my video and then get to reading because I really want to read Kingdom of the Wicked and see how it's going to continue. I'm wondering if, like, I know, so it's a trilogy, so there's 3 books in the series, and I'm wondering if it's going to conclude or if the romance is going to come together, if it's a romance or, like, I don't know. I just don't know what to expect. Or if it's going to be, like, more standalone-y, like, I'm not entirely sure how it's going to be, and I mean, it doesn't trouble me. I don't care. I just am not sure. So we will see together. Kind of, sort of. Because again, I don't give spoilers out in these videos. I just give you like my overall thoughts in a very general way. But yeah, we'll talk later, guys. So I'm kind of a shitty vlogger. I went out to lunch with my friend. And I went to Barnes & Noble. And I didn't record any of that either. Which I should have. But I wasn't supposed to get anything. And I got books. So I'm going to share with you what I got. I got Quicksilver. It's supposed to be a fantasy. It's supposed to be very good. It looks like a thief. I don't know. A thief. There's queens. Death. Fairies or fae. So it's pretty cool. It's very chunky though, but it looks very good. Then of course I got This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. It is the second book in the It Ends With Us, which I don't think that's what it's called actually, the series. It is called something else. It is called, wait, I thought the front page shows you like the names of the rest of the books. So like Dream of Skyland. This is the second book in the Skyland series, and it follows the friend from the first book, Soledad, who is the perfectionist mother. So there's that. And then when I got to the store, I don't know why, but there was this like sales associate who was so passionate. Like she came up to me and she's like, hey, you guys looking for a recommendation? Girl, I'm always down for a recommendation. And so she started walking around the store, and unfortunately she recommended The Ministry of Time, which I loved. I read and loved. And I was like, I read that one. And then she was going to recommend something else, and I was like, oh, I read that too. So she's like, oh, I'm challenged. She walked around the store for a little bit and then recommended this book. It is The Sirens by Amelia Hart. She is the author who wrote Wayward, which I've heard nothing but good things. But you know what she sold me on? Look at these edges. They're so unique. It's like under the ocean. So I think the idea is about this girl who's actually part mermaid, I think, or like part siren, some sort of underwater mammal. And so it sounds really interesting. And it was $3 off plus my sale money or whatever. I might have a membership to them too, so it wasn't the full price. But I really enjoyed it. I think it was really good shopping haul. And especially since I've done a really good job of reading books every month. Like I've been reading a lot of physical books recently and getting a lot of my physical TBR books through. I thought it was okay to read books, even though I did receive 2 from Book of the Month this month too. But I'm doing that for different reasons. So normally for Book of the Month, I'm really good at skipping if I don't find anything that interests me. But I've been really trying to hit like the top membership tier. I think it's called BFF. I think it's like Friends and the BFF. And so I was trying to hit BFF before my birthday, because if you get it before your birthday, you get a free book for your birthday month. And who doesn't love a free book? Me. So I needed to get a book for every month. Basically, I need to get one also for May for me to be eligible. And so, oh no, the sticker won't come off. It is not a clean peel. It's not. Let me see if I can fix it. Is the inside cover nice? I didn't even look at that because I really no, it's pretty plain the inside, but it's nicely sprayed. Like they're actually fun sprays. That's what I want. I don't want like only a solid color. Like I do like the solid colors because it looks cool on your shelf. But in reality, I want this. Like very coolly designed sprayed edges. Like I was thinking about going on Etsy eventually and getting like some cool sprayed edges from like real artists for some of my favorite books. But we'll see. Because I feel kind of weird also about getting like more than one copy of a book. So it might have to be for a book where like I didn't purchase it. Maybe I read it through like Kindle or something, and then I want to add it to my collection. I do have some dual books, but not as many as you would think. Okay. I think I got the stickers off pretty well. So yeah, this is my little haul. I think oops, this is upside down. This is actually, I think I did a pretty good job. Especially since I read 3 paperbacks last month, and I'm already 1 paperback in this month, so I'm offsetting what I'm purchasing. Excuse me. So that's good. And plus I'm reading another one, so I'm basically going to break even point at this point. I'm gonna just flop them over here. Just put them right here, I guess, for now, because I really have a lot of space left. And that is my update. I had a great time. So I was wrong. I said Cava was Spaniard, but it's actually a Mediterranean restaurant, and you could do like bowls, like Mediterranean bowls, or pitas, like a wrap basically with pita. And I got a garlic chicken pita. It was delicious. Their tzatziki was really, really good. Tzatziki? How do you pronounce it? I think I'm saying it correctly, but maybe I'm not. And it was really good. And again, we didn't want to say goodbye after being there, so we went to Barnes & Noble, which is like right down the road from us, or right down the road from where we were. So that was nice. I do have some cleaning to do in the house, so I don't know what I'm going to do next. I might walk Luca, start editing, take a break from editing to clean, and then go back to finish my edit. And I have a really cool idea on how I want to fix up my... I have a really cool idea on how I want to change my thumbnails, because originally when I first started doing thumbnails, I took it off of a Canva template, but actually I think I'm going to do it slightly different. I actually did it by accident when I was doing my recap video and what was it? Was it a vlog? I think it was a vlog. I did it slightly different, and I think I kind of want to merge the 2 styles between my old Canva style for like sit downs, the kind of side by side of 2 stills, and a more simplistic title font situation. I think it just looks cleaner and nicer. So for those of you who don't know, I am working on my monthly TBR video edit. So this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about changing my thumbnail. It will be for sit downs like that, because I think I'm going to do for like recaps and vlogs, I'm going to do the same style. And then for my sit downs, I'm going to switch it up slightly. So I think that will help differentiate between kind of what kind of video it is for people, but also make it look kind of cohesive because I'm going to use like the same types of colors and stuff. But yeah, that is my day so far. And I've been enjoying it. It's been raining all week. Like my curls are not staying. I don't know if I told you guys, I did use the hair color removal. And it smells in the bathroom because it smells like that. So I did a color lifter on my hair because I think I explained this before, but I tried to dye my hair lighter, but what ended up happening was that my roots took it and the rest of my hair was too dark, so it did not take it. So I did a color light lifter and did lift several layers of dye, because now the bottom of the ends of my hair are similar color to my roots. My roots are still slightly lighter, but it's not that significant. And I think now the next time I dye, I will be able to get it all the same color, like completely. So I did do the lift. I think I'm just going to wait until like my hair gets dirty and then do the whole thing again. And then I'm going to gloss it. And then I'm going to leave it alone for a while because I don't feel like doing anything to my hair after that. It's been a big mess of hair stuff recently. But yeah, that's my update. Okay. So I finished my edit. I did show you like a little clip because I explained the whole situation. It was my April TBR jar video. It was really quick because I feel like those videos, I mean, if there's not that much chatting, at least that makes, for me, to make it that interesting or stretch it out, I feel like it's very like quick to the point and you show it off. You already knew what I was reading because obviously I recorded the video and then I started this video afterwards. So you knew I was reading Kingdom of the Wicked. But I guess by the time you watch this, that video will be released already. So I guess it really doesn't matter. But it was pretty fast. Right now, so I went out for lunch kind of early, but it's so filling that I'm still not hungry. It's 6 o'clock and I think I'm just going to read for a little bit while I have some YouTube on in the background. I'm currently watching the book Leo. She's one of my, I go on and on and off. Like I used to really like her and then like I started skipping a lot of her videos, so I unsubscribed, but then I resubscribed recently and like, I don't know, she's giving exactly what I need. I've been trying to like follow a whole bunch of different book creators because like I feel like I was sticking to the same few, but like I want to get other perspectives on books that are just not traditional bookstagram, book talk, etc., etc. And I felt like the best way to do so was to listen to her. I really like what's her name, Lexi Nova Lexi or something like that, or Newly Nova, aka Lexi. I think that's what her name is, something like that. I really like her a lot. Even if she hates on a book that I really enjoy, I still like her because I'm like, valid. Actually, every single point is so valid, but I still like it for some reason. Like, I don't know. Even if she shits on it, which she does, she's pretty harsh when it comes to books, but in a really funny way where like, I don't know. It's not offensive to me, not whatsoever. It's just funny. So I really like her, and she's been kind of a new follow. And I also started following this girl called Faith Reads. I feel like she has a similar book taste to Haley Pham, and I really like Haley Pham's book taste. It's very different. I don't know. I like everyone I follow. Maybe I'll make a list or a video one day where I talk about like my favorite YouTube creators, because some of them are not as known as others, and some of them are very popular, and you know, I follow them, I think, for different things, you know, like they're not all for book recommendations, which I know they're technically supposed to be priority, like booktubers, but some of them I don't follow them because I want their book recommendations because we don't have the same book taste. I just like their personality, or they're cozy, or they're comforting, and that holds value too. So I think I'll make a video about that. I think that'll be fun. Hello, I just finished Kingdom of the Wicked, and oh my god, it was pretty good. I ended up rating it a 3.75 stars. I think it's between a 3.75 and a 4. Like, it's not as good as a 4, but it's also not as low as a 3.75, but like, I just feel like there was room for improvement, if that means anything. Like, I feel like it was slow for like 60 pages, which is kind of a lot. And then once it picked up, it was good, but there were certain moments that it just felt like the pacing was weird. I also kind of wish that there was more romantic buildup. But the ending was crazy. And like, I love a book that makes you want to read the next book immediately. And this is one of those situations. So I hope that the book just picks up momentum in the second book, and it's just even better versus like sometimes the second book in a trilogy is like a slump. I don't think it's going to happen here though. Well, now that I finished it, so I went and I went to my sister's house and we made some chocolate chip cookies, and it's pretty late now. It's like 10:30, I think. I'm looking for my phone, sorry. Yeah, it's 10:40 right now. So I do have some time. I think the next book I'm going to start reading is Ace of Spades. It is a standalone, so I feel like it's not going to leave me wanting more. And it's won a lot of awards, so it should be really good. I didn't realize my corner of my book is bent, which kind of sucks, but this will all be for the foreseeable future. Hello and happy Sunday. I am currently reading Ace of Spades. I was supposed to read a lot more yesterday after Kingdom of the Wicked, but I got sucked into, so normally I have something on in the background, but I actually decided to put on a Netflix documentary. I forgot what it was called. It was like about this child influencer and her mom basically taking advantage of her and like these other kids, and her not getting arrested but getting sued for that. And it was so interesting, and I had never heard of this girl. Actually, I remember many years ago her being in the, not the news, but like people bringing attention to her for dressing very scandalously for her age. Basically like her mom forces her to wear these clothing to attract certain attention. So it's really interesting. I forgot what it was called, but anyways, it got sucked in and I didn't end up reading very much of Ace of Spades. I think I read a singular chapter, which was like 14 pages. So I'm currently starting. I'm on chapter 2. I already found out that it's dual POV. It seems like it is going to be just like an YA thriller based on the back of the book. I did read it this time because I feel like I didn't really know what it was about. I just know it was rated really highly and recommended by a lot of people who like similar books as I do. So I'm really excited to read this one. This morning I made a matcha, I cleaned my kitchen, I cut all of the veggies that I wasn't going to use in the next few days and put them in the freezer. And I currently have some YouTube on in the background. My new video is currently up. And what else? I don't even know. That's it. It's the first sunny day we've had all week, so I'm really enjoying, like, you can't even see enjoying the sunlight coming in from in here. Just feels so nice because we've been having really chilly, rainy, dreary days the whole week. It was like 30 degrees. So today's our first like 45 plus day with the sun out, and it feels so nice. I went on a long walk this morning, but I'm just enjoying a nice, easy, chill Sunday. My boyfriend's supposed to come home tonight, which was a pleasant surprise because originally he was supposed to come tomorrow. He's at a bachelor party with some friends, and he's like, I'm just so ready to go home. I'm tired. I miss my bed. Like, my body can't take all of this drinking and partying and food out and everything. And so I'm kind of excited to see him. I mean, I am excited, not even kind of. I'm excited. It was a very pleasant surprise to hear that I'll be seeing him tonight instead of tomorrow. But this is where I'll be for the near distant future. So I'm literally in the same spot you found me in a while ago, but I'm just a lot deeper in this. I'm about 100 pages in, and this is so good. It literally picked up from chapter 2. So I read chapter 1 yesterday, and I think I was just burnt out from reading. Like, I read a lot yesterday. And after Kingdom of the Wicked, the last thing I wanted to read was something else. But this morning, I woke up re-energized, and I dove straight into this. It is really interesting. It follows basically, it's kind of like a Gossip Girl plot. So, like, it follows two characters at an Ivy League, like, not Ivy League, but like a really wealthy prep school for high school students. A girl who basically is like the queen bee, and another character who basically is almost at the bottom of the social ladder. And randomly from the first chapter, they both get chosen to be like prefects of the school. So I'm thinking like Harry Potter-esque, like people who just are like student council, kind of, sort of. And all of a sudden they start getting these random texts from this character called Aces, aka like Gossip Girl. And they're spilling secrets about specifically both of them. For at least up to where I'm at, it's mostly both of them. And they finally targeted one other person. And so you're kind of trying to figure out like who this person is. And it's dual POV. So it follows actually both of the characters, the girl and the guy. And it's really interesting because they do have major secrets to hide, and like really major. And so it seems like, I don't know, they're just outing really interesting secrets. And I'm curious to figure out who it is, why they're doing it, and kind of where is this going to lead to, because each chapter there is at least one like Gossip Girl blast where like a secret is being spilt. and it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. Like, I can't believe I got from page like 10 to page 100 all day. I really haven't moved much, but it's still like, it's good. I'm really enjoying it. I already know that like this is a good book for people who enjoy YA thrillers, like A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. It's definitely different, but it's interesting, and it does have a slightly darker tone. Not because it's bloody or gory, just like the way that it's written, the implications are a little more serious. Really enjoying it. Back to the book. So I did change into yesterday's sweater because I was eating and I left an oil stain on my sweater, so I had to soak it with some dish soap, and I switched into yesterday's sweater. So I am on page 173, so I read a lot of this, and I have some thoughts. It's really addicting. Each chapter makes me want to know what's going to happen next, but it also, I don't even know. I thought this was going to lean more towards a thriller, suspense, mystery, and right now this is kind of leaning towards a YA drama? Question mark. I have no idea who is aka Gossip Girl Aces, and I don't know. I enjoy both perspectives though a lot, and I'm reading through it so quickly. Considering the book is almost 400 pages, or it is over 400 pages, I think it's 418. I still have a long way to go, and I still really enjoy it. I mean, I just don't know. I don't know. I think my issue with this is I don't really know what would be considered a good conclusion to this, and that kind of leaves me stumped. But it is a good read. That is for sure. I just wanted to give you it's almost 6 p.m. I think, or it is 6 p.m., almost 7 p.m. It's so light outside, I lose track of time. Yeah, it's almost 7 o'clock. And yeah, I spent almost the whole day reading. I did stop and take a little break to just watch some TV and have lunch, but I'm back at it. And that's it. That's my latest update, guys. So I just finished Ace of Spades, and I kind of have no thoughts. I'm processing. This book definitely was a suspense, mystery, thriller, YA. It was shocking. It was sometimes hard to read. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think I'm gonna rate it like a 4 or a 4.25. I'm leaning towards like a 4, maybe a 4.25. I'm gonna sit on this and think about it, I think, till tomorrow and figure out how I'm feeling. But yeah, a book in a day, that rarely happens. I don't remember the last time I spent the whole day just reading a book, and a 400-page book at that. There's like one thing in the ending that kind of, it almost became too convenient. But I also guess if the plot didn't go down that way, then like I wouldn't know how it would have gone down, question mark. Like, I can't say anything without saying anything, so I'm really watching what I say. But yes, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. It was pretty good though. Like, I breezed through it. I think I'm gonna give it a 4-star or 4.25. I'm gonna sit on it. So I was going between reading Rules for Being a Girl and something lighter on my list, but I do have a lot of like mystery thrillers. So I had God of the Woods, Golden Sun, which both sounded like, a little more tense. And then I had Rules for Being a Girl, which I thought was going to be a good option to do next. My problem is that Rules for Being a Girl is about like a teacher who tries to have an inappropriate relationship with a student. And again, I was not sure what the tone of the book was going to be. And so I also avoided that one. And so I decided to go with Cozy Fantasy and did Emily Wilde's. So that is what's next up on my list. It is, how many pages? 335 pages. So I think this was a good choice. I just needed something a little less stressful, especially after Ace of Spades, where I felt like I was on the edge of my seat and I didn't know what was going to happen. And I was like disappointed by all the people who could not be trusted, or people you thought you could trust and you couldn't. And it's just, books like that make me tense. And like, It's almost bedtime, and I feel like this was the best book to start off, at least tonight, before I go to bed. Hello. It has been a while, quite a few days. Since we've last spoke, I think I was starting Emily Wilde's, and I skipped over Rules for Being a Girl, and I think I just finished, Curse of the Kingdom? The Kingdom of the Wicked is what it was called. And so I finished Kingdom of the Wicked, and then I started Emily Wilde's, and I'm still maybe 2 or 3 chapters in. I decided that was going to be my bedtime book, which I don't know if that's completely accurate because I just haven't really put that much time into it. But I did finish Rules for Being a Girl. I did a mix of audio and regular paperback, and I actually really enjoyed it. I think it was the perfect YA book. It's a really good book if you're in... I feel like it was good in general, but if you were in that age range that it was targeted towards, which is YA high school, I think it would be better. I feel like the characters are seniors in high school, so I feel like the way that it's written is just a book that would have a lot of influence because it talks about feminism, about inappropriate relationships with the teacher, and basically how the character deals with that while also dealing with potential blowbacks, because obviously she goes to tell somebody about it, and it's not as black and white, at least in her case. It made it very complicated and it was really frustrating. And as an adult, it was really frustrating to read because I am 30 years old. And when I think of, I feel like when you're in high school, I remember I had friends who dated older, not older like a teacher, but we were 16, 17, 18, and they would date somebody who was 20, 21, or 22. And back then I didn't think of it as as gross or as bad as it is now, because I remember hitting 21 and being ew, I would never date someone who was younger than 19 or 20 at 21. And then as you get older, I was 23 and I was ew, I would never date someone who's younger than 21. It's just the level of maturity and growth that you make throughout that time period. I just don't really understand. I just don't get it. I don't know why you would, unless you're literally gross, why you would go after someone so much younger than you. And it's not the age gap that matters. It's literally the fact that is a child and you are a grown ass old man, or late 20s, early 30s man. It's just gross. It disgusts me. Why can't you find someone your age or older? Oh, you can't, you're too immature to deal with people your own age. I don't know. It's really disgusting. It grosses me out. I just felt so frustrated with a lot of the male characters in the book, except for the romantic interest. I loved him so much. I ended up rating it a 4 stars or a 4.25 stars. It was really, really good. And I highly recommend it for specifically more so YA, but I just feel like it's a book that I would have loved when I was younger. And then from there, I started reading an arc that I received, which is called Tumbling for the Tight End. It is a cheerleader, football player romance. It is forbidden romance. Obviously they have a, what is it called? No fraternizing. They can't date within amongst each other in the workplace. And so it's kind of a secret dating. It's really good. I really am enjoying it. I feel again, after reading something that's a little heavier and frustrating, it's nice to go to something light and fluffy. So after I finish that, I think I'm going to go finally back to Emily Wilde's. Emily Wilde's has been good. I have enjoyed getting, not much has happened. I'm probably about 35 or 40 pages in, and it's been a lot of background information about Emily and her knowledge as somebody who is an academic and why she went to this island and what she's going to do there, and a little bit about her as an individual, a little bit about her personality and stuff. So it's been a little slow building right now, and I know people either love this book or hate it. I do think I'm going to lean towards loving it because it does feel very cozy, and the fantasy is very light so far, at least where I'm at, so I'm hoping the fantasy picks up a little bit. But yes. And then I'm currently listening to Inferno by Dan Brown. I think I'm going to switch to just reading it in paperback because I just think I enjoy it a lot more read than listened to. But we'll see, because I'm really trying to get through these books and I just get a little frustrated by the fact that I think that these books are so big I'm going to fall very behind. But yeah. I really haven't done as much reading as I would have expected, considering the large gap. I mean, I finished a book, I guess, but I just took a break from vlogging. I just wasn't into it. I was just enjoying being home. My boyfriend came back from his bachelor party and I was ugh, just want to enjoy my boyfriend. And he's traveling again for work though. And so it's just me, myself, and I. And it's Easter weekend. So I actually have I left work early today. I edited my video that's coming out this week, and it feels nice. It feels good. And again, I think I mentioned this in my last vlog, but I do like the fact if I'm like just pre-recording as I feel like it, I don't feel like I'm scrambling for content or scrambling to find something I want to share, because I've just done it like ahead of time. So it's kind of nice because I've been just sharing cool things. In terms of housework, I have done nothing, but the landlords put up a fence in the backyard, and that has been really exciting. They did it literally today it was yesterday and today. So we finally have a fence, and that is so exciting because now my dog can play in the backyard. I think I'm going to buy a grill, and we'll see. It's just cool to have like an outdoor space that's not just the balcony, because in our balcony we were not allowed to have a grill, which I guess that's pretty normal. That makes sense. But yeah, that is my update. And in a few minutes I will sit down and probably finish. But it's Tumbling with the tight end. I'm about 80% through. So I'll give you my final thoughts probably as I get closer to finishing it. Please do not judge the amount of cream cheese I put on that, because if you know, you know. People from Jersey love to put cream cheese. If you've ever seen a cream cheese bagel, it's like it's like the bagel and like this much cream cheese in between. It's like really exaggerated. Like I do have to wipe that off, but I do really like cream cheese. So I did put a lot on mine anyways. Not as much as they do, but I put a lot. I just finished. Oh, my hair is a mess. It's because I play with it when I'm reading, and so I'm like, it ends up completely messed up. I finished, Tumbling for the tight end, and there's things I really liked about it, and there's things that I didn't like about it. So I liked how cute it was. You know, I always love a good romance. I love a good sports romance. I love a forbidden romance, but it was lacking a few things. I think my first big issue with it is the fact that I felt like the guy was giving all of the effort. It was like 80-20. Like the moment that he was interested, he was one giving all the effort. She was one constantly running away. I feel like she didn't really learn at all until at the last like 5%. And it just sucks because every time you feel like, okay, they're gonna work out, then they have a silly third act breakup. And then again, he's the one who's putting in the effort. He's the one who's saying, I'm sorry. And I'm like, why are you saying you're sorry? You didn't really do anything. I don't know. All you did was care. In reality, she was one who needed to apologize big time, in my opinion. And I don't like that. I don't mind if both characters are messed up and are messing up, but it does bother me when I feel like one character is making so much improvement in their lives and like putting in the effort, and the other one I feel like is just not. It kind of makes it feel like almost he cares more than she does. And I know that's not the point of the book. She is supposed to be like a character who cares a lot about everything, or I don't know. It was okay. I think I would rate it at 3.5 stars, which is not a bad rating. It was a fun, enjoyable read, but it also wasn't like groundbreaking. It wasn't groundbreaking at all. Next up on the docket is going to be Emily Wilde's Encyclopaedia of Faeries, and I'm very excited for that one, so we will see what happens there. Good morning and happy Saturday. It is Saturday morning. I did my morning walk, I made coffee, and then I made a matcha, but that's fine. I just wanted to give you an update on Emily Wilde's. I did read, came up to page 60 or almost 70, 67, and it's finally picking up. I feel like I was trying to get used to like the style of her writing. It is a little mixed of like old-ish English, mixed with also like UK English, mixed with like this folky, I don't want to call it Holly Black because it's very different from that, but I don't know. Yeah, it's giving me like formal older English, kind of, sort of. And so in the beginning, where it was just a lot of description and not that much plot, it was a little harder to keep track of. But now that The male character, what is his name? Bramblebee? What's his name? It says it on the back of the book. Bamblebee, Wendell. I feel like it's better because when he doesn't really speak so stiff, I guess is the word. She speaks very formally. She's a very awkward character, Emily specifically, but he is a little more relaxed and cheerful, and it just doesn't come across as so stiff, so it's easier to read, and the conversations are a lot less awkward, which I enjoy. I think I'm gonna really enjoy this actually once it continues to pick up. They finally, like, early into the book, they made their first, like, they met their first fairy, and it was like, it gets me so excited, and the way that they describe him is so different from other books, and I enjoy that. Like, I like the world building in this, like these little random details, and they're so fun. I feel like they make the story more believable overall, and I always enjoy moments like that where you're like, that's such a clever little quirk that they gave the fairies in this one. So that is my update for today. I probably won't be doing that much reading because I'm hanging out with my sister. We're going out to lunch, and we're going to dress up, and then we're going to my old apartment, and she's going to help me bring, like, my balcony, because I had a balcony in my old apartment, so I had 2 chairs and a table, and she's going to help me bring it to my apartment now because it has a backyard, but there's nothing here, and I can't afford to buy, like, a whole backyard set right now, so she's going to help me bring that because her car is a lot bigger than mine. So that is my plans for today, and I'll check in later on this. Okay, quick book update. So I am about 75 pages into Emily Wilde's. I really like the fact that they mention, like, fantasy elements that are not common in, like, fae or fairy type books. Like, they were talking about a changeling, and I think I heard about changelings in the Witcher video game, and so it's kind of cool because I like fantasy in all, like, elements of everything. Like, I like the movies, I like the books, I like the games, I play D&D, and so but I feel like they mention little tidbits of, like, fantasy in different, like, genres. Like, I feel like when you think of at least the fantasy that I've read, they have not had things like changelings, and so it was really interesting for them to include something like that. And I don't know, I'm really enjoying it. Like, I feel like it just keeps picking up and it gets a little more interesting. It's not very fast-paced or urgent, but I have been enjoying it because the plot of the story is Emily Wilde is trying to create literally an encyclopedia of all the mystical creatures that she encounters on her research journeys, and so she goes to this random island in search of these things called the Hidden Ones, and they are an elusive type of fairy that they're just very hard to find, and no one has really seen them or spent time with them or have any real knowledge of them. So she goes to travel there in hopes of finding those things, but of course while she's there she's encountering other types of magical mystical creatures, and then of course her colleague meets up with her without her expecting it, and so it's kind of just basically the both of them there discovering things. And so, yes, there's been no romance yet, but it's been really fun. Like, the world building has been very interesting. And like I said, it's slower paced, but it's not too slow where I've been finding it boring personally. But I also understand why it's not some people's cup of tea, because it is not a fast-paced fantasy, at least compared to fantasy that I've read, with the exception of Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldol. I don't know his last name, so it's letter B. And I did not enjoy that because I found it to be a little too slow-paced for me. But this, I feel like, is slow-paced in a good way. But maybe it's just like I read the other book at the wrong time, because I know a lot of people really enjoyed that one as well. Oh, so good. Hello and good morning. It is currently Easter Sunday, and I am just sitting outside with Luca having my coffee, and I think I'm going to read like a chapter or two. I stayed up way too late last night reading this. I think I went to bed around like midnight, or like 12:30, 1-ish, and I thought that I was just going to go to bed. I think I was on page 160 or so, and then I got into bed and I got a second wind where I was like, I kind of want to know what happens. It seems to keep just picking up, and so I kept reading, and right now I'm currently on page 236, so I read like another 90 pages or so, and I'm on the final 100 pages, so I probably will finish this today. I feel like I really like a lot of things about this book. I think the only thing that has not really sold me is the romance subplot. They kind of dropped a huge bomb for me like 30 pages ago or so, and I was kind of confused because I felt like it came out of left field, because I feel like there was no real romance throughout this plot. Maybe it's better if I go this way. Yeah, this one's not as directly in my eyes. I feel like there was no real direct plot, but like romance subplot at any point. So I feel like it just kind of dropped, and I felt like it was a little bit awkward. But other than that, I liked everything else. Like the fantasy elements are really good. I feel like everything else about the series is just, I really like it. It was a little slow paced initially. I think I told you it was a lot of just like world building, like explaining the kind of fairies there are, and like a bit about Emily's profession and Wembley's Wemberley? Oh my god. Well, Wendell. I was so off. His last name is like Brambleby, that's one. But yeah, I think it's really good. I'll finish the last final page at like 100 pages or so and give you my final thoughts. Okay, so I officially finished Emily Wilde's Encyclopaedia Faeries, and I really enjoyed it. I ended up rating it a 3.75 stars, but not because I didn't like it. I just felt like it was a perfect cozy romance with like some stakes, like not super high stakes, not super duper low stakes, but I also felt like the romance, if she was going to insert it at all, it could have been either interspersed throughout the book or just not even added it in this book at all, and maybe added it in the second or third books. I know there's 3 books in this series. I just felt like she kind of just threw it in there in the last 25%, and it just felt a little forced. Not that you didn't see that they liked each other because they were friends, but it just felt like it just didn't feel like it was as intense as they made it out to be in the last 25%. And so that kind of threw me off. I was like, wait, what? Did I miss the whole book? Like, was there a reason for these actions to occur? Or, you know, nonetheless, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the writing. I enjoyed the characters. It was like a really good cozy fantasy, because I feel very conflicted when it comes to cozy fantasies. I feel like if there's not enough plot, I'm not invested enough. And so like when I read Legends and Lattes, I didn't enjoy it personally. I think I mentioned this in another clip, but with this one, I felt like there was the perfect amount of stakes, and I was just really excited to see what was going to happen, especially after like the first like 50 or 60 pages or so. And I'm excited. I can't wait to read the next one. I actually own it because I think I told you, like when I went to Arizona last September, I bought that one instead of the first book, not realizing that I just didn't realize it. They looked so similar in color that I just thought that I bought the first book instead of the second, but that's fine. So I'm looking forward to reading that one. I think I will like it more than the first now that I already have like an idea of what these characters are like and their personalities, and I kind of see like the relationship that they have built. So I'm excited. Next up on the docket, it is Sunday, so I have nothing much planned for today. It is The God of the Woods. It is a book of the month book, and this book is almost 500 pages, so I'm a little nervous to start this one, but I do think that I'm going to enjoy it. I've heard a lot of really good things about it, and the only thing that people have told me is to go into it thinking it's a mystery versus like a thriller or a suspense. And I think that's a good way, like a good mindset to go into a book, at least to kind of have an idea of the genre you're going into. So yeah, this is where I'll be for the next bit. It's still, technically it's Monday because it's way past my bedtime, but I just wanted to give a quick reading update. So I'm about 75 pages into The God of the Woods, and it's really good. It's definitely like mystery vibes, like I think I said earlier today. It gives you like the backstory of this girl who's gone missing at this like very like wealthy camp, and it goes back and forth from like the beginning of the summer where people came into the camp and like people are meeting the girls and like you get to know the main characters, and then it's going to like a few months later towards like the end of the camp where she's missing, and it's like the perspective of people looking for the missing girl. And then now I'm in part 2 because I guess the book is broken down into like I think 5 parts, and then within those parts there's a whole bunch of different POV chapters. So I'm in part 2 where I think someone else had gone missing on this property. I don't know if it was during camp time, but someone else went missing, and I don't know that much about it yet, but someone else went missing a while ago. So they're going super flashback. I think it's like 20 years prior to this current situation. I like it. The characters are not all likable, but some of them are really interesting, and I'm just curious. But I'm not suspicious of anyone, which is an interesting feeling because a lot of the time you read a book and you feel suspicious of everyone, and like any action that someone makes, you're like, oh, they're the bad guy. But I don't feel that way with this one. In a lot of ways, even though they're unlikable, I'm like, they couldn't do that. So I'm curious to find out how this is going to unfold. Because I'm about like 20% in, I guess, if I'm on like 75 pages and it's a little less than 500. Well, like I said, it's way past my bedtime. It's about midnight and I have to be up at like 7 o'clock, 6:45-ish. I'm calling it. Good night. Okay, happy Tuesday. I tried to dye my hair. I don't know if you could tell, but it is, I feel like it's just the same as it was before. Dark on the bottom, light on top. I think I'm just gonna stick with it because what else am I gonna do? Yesterday I didn't really get much reading done. My boyfriend's mom came over for dinner and then I dyed my hair and then I literally got into bed. I think I read 20 pages of God of the Woods, so I read maybe 1 chapter after like the bear excerpt, and it's giving us backstory and I am interested. I feel like it's a little slow. I also had the chance to listen to a little bit of Inferno by Dan Brown. I'm about 6 pages, but his chapters are really short, so I don't really know how much that means. Let me see what Libby says. I think I'm not that far. I'm probably like 10% in, if that. I am 7% in. I'm on chapter 7 actually, so I'm not very far at all. But I love Dan Brown books, and I'm finally starting to get into it, like where I'm at. I feel like the build-up, you just never really... I've watched the movie, but I still never know what's really happening, and so that's kind of fun that like it's finally like building the mystery and the plot and everything, and that's very interesting to me. Besides that, I haven't gotten much reading done. Today's supposed to be a beautiful day, but my allergies are killing me. I am a person who suffers from allergies so badly. I took already an Allegra, so I'm hoping that just passes a little bit. But I feel like I'm gonna have to take a second one at some point in the day because I just feel it all over my face, my eyes, my body. Besides that, I'll see you at home later. I know I didn't update you guys yesterday, which is bad vlogging on my part, but it's okay. I brought my book with me because I have to go and charge my car.
Walks toward them, stands before them, clears her throat.
I went to charge my car. I read. I got my Libby hold on The God of the Woods. So I have been doing, sometimes I just listen to a book and sometimes I just physically read it, but right now I am doing both. Like I'm listening to it while I read it, and I like it because I also feel like, I don't know, I absorb the information better than just audio. I'm not the best auditory like learner, listener. I'm very much hands-on visual, and so that's why I think there's only specific genres that I could listen to, like genres that don't have that much description, that don't have that much heavy plot. Typically a thriller, like a quick thriller, I'll listen to on audio. Everything else I struggle unless I do this kind of combo, like visual and auditory, like both of them. So it's been kind of cool because I actually got both. So that means on my drive from, and this is a mystery, so actually it's not that bad. But so on my drive to charge my car, I listened to it, and then once I sat down and started charging, I did both. Like I had my book out and I was like reading as the audio was going on. I got home, I was playing with my dog outside, just hanging out. It's really nice out today. It's like 75 degrees, something like that. It's really warm. And we were playing and everything, so that's been great. And I'm still listening. I'm about halfway through, so actually I think I will finish this before the end of the month, which is kind of nice. Yeah, I had therapy today, and I don't really have that much on the docket for today. As you see, I put on makeup. I did my YouTube video for the week, so there will be an incoming quarterly update coming up soon. I mean, probably you're gonna see that before you see this vlog. I think my goal is to eventually be so ahead with book vlogging that I'll kind of just maybe put out an extra video throughout the month, kind of like an extra vlog. But we'll see, because I don't always want to vlog, and Sometimes I just want to read without having to think, oh, let me pull up my camera while I talk, which I think is a very normal thing. Yes. I don't know whether to sit down or get on my walking pad and walk some more, because my goal recently has been walk more. I walk my dog and we play outside, but like at my job I sit all day long, and so I'm just trying to move my body a little more. And since I'm doing the audio, I technically could just walk and listen at the same time. So I think that is what I'm gonna do, at least for a little bit. I don't need to do that for that long, but just a little bit, and then I can plop down, and then maybe later today I'll continue walking. I kind of like that on and off type of vibe instead of just pushing through for the whole time. It kind of feels like at least I've been consistently moving my body throughout the day. So I'm gonna give a quick before bed update. So I am like 70, so dark. I'm like 73% in. I'm like 300 and something pages, like 370 I think it is. No, I'm not. I don't even know what page I'm on of the book right here. I can just check. I am currently, wherever my bookmark falls. Okay, 347 pages. It is a little bit slow. Like, things are happening and the mystery is unfolding by going to the past and going to the present, and I really enjoy it, but it's not, I mean, I said this before, it's not supposed to be a thriller, so it's not fast paced, but it is definitely very slow. Like, not just slightly slow, like very slow. Not in a bad way, because I'm enjoying it and I'm enjoying the perspectives, but I feel like there's only 100 pages left. And I just don't know how they're going to tie up all the loose ends in 100 pages, because I feel like they've given us so much information, and for what? That's not to say I don't like it. It's still, I want to reiterate that I do enjoy it, and I've been enjoying it. I was expecting to try to finish it today, but like, my boyfriend's traveling, so I like spoke to him on the phone for a while, and then I just watched TV, and I just didn't finish. I had the time, but like, I did other things today. I mean, I read a lot today. I think I was on page like 70 this morning, so I've read almost 200 and something pages. I mean, I did listen to it partially too, so like that helped a lot. I'll probably finish it tomorrow, which is still really impressive, because I feel like I finished it in 3 days, and it's like almost a 500 page book. So that's pretty cool. But I'm going to bed, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. That's where my desk used to be. That used to be my boyfriend's desk, and we used to have like a dining room table right here. Then this used to be our bedroom, and we had just a long closet here. Then we had, if you continue down this hallway, we had another closet that we used for bathroom stuff, and the bathroom. Finally, obviously these are spaces you actually knew really well. We had the kitchen here, so you'd walk in, and this led to the outside right here, and then we had the kitchen area, and over here we have like garbage bags and a whole bunch of other bins. And then finally another space, the living room. The bookshelves were right here, TV, the couch was there, and then we had a balcony. Hello and happy Monday. It is currently April 28th, so it's been quite a few days. I don't even know like when's the last time I actually vlogged. Like, I really was very absent for the last few days, but I'm just not really, I mean, a few things had happened. We had to go back to our old apartment and finally finish cleaning and finalize everything, so we officially turned in our keys, and that apartment is no longer ours. And honestly, I know like a lot of people feel that nostalgic feeling, like, oh, like I'm gonna miss that apartment. I think because it took so long for us to officially like move everything out, I didn't really feel that way. I don't know if it makes any sense. Honestly, I'm just happy to have more free time, because I was spending a lot of my free time just going back and forth from that apartment to this one. And it kind of sucks because they're not I mean, they're close, but they're not that close. They're like 20 minutes away. And so at the end of a work day, we would be like, okay, let's go to the apartment and pick up a few things. And like, I don't know. Yeah. So it just like, I would get home and be like 7:30, and then you feel like you have no free time left. So we finally finished. We did the deep cleans. We emptied everything out. We got rid of everything. It's kind of crazy to see the empty apartment. Oh, I did show you actually that over the weekend. So that was the last time I think I picked up this camera. Not much has happened. I'm still reading Golden Sun. I don't know if I gave you like an overview. So I was listening to Inferno and I just never continued. After I finished The God of the Woods, I jumped right into Golden Sun because I did my like Q1 like recap kind of, and so I realized that I was doing really bad in my 25 and 2025, and even though Inferno was also on the list, I kept putting off Golden Sun because I was worried that I was not gonna like it. Like, I liked Red Rising, but if it was more of that, I don't know if I would have enjoyed it. This one is, I don't want to say leaps and bounds better because that's not true. I feel like the first book, the beginning half of it was so good, and then when it got to like the Hunger Games, last people standing type of situation, I was just like kind of ready for it to be over. Like, I'm ready for the next conflict, which isn't a bad thing. Like, it wasn't badly written or anything, but I was just ready for the next thing. And so when I started Golden Sun, it was just a completely different everything. Everything is so different. It's much more politically outmaneuvering people. And so I like the whole politics game. I think Game of Thrones, the Cruel Prince trilogy, like those are books where like it's having to be intelligent, and even if you are violent sometimes, like it's not just for the sake of being violent. It's like there is a plan set up and there's always a scheme going on, and I enjoy that a lot. And of course you see a lot of your favorites from the first book, and Pierce Brown is another like George R. R. Martin. No one is safe, anyone can die at any moment, which is a little stressful, but I'm breezing through it and I didn't expect that to be the case. I am reading it like paperback mostly, but occasionally on my drives I have been listening to the dramatized version, which is always super fun because they have all the sound effects and like a full cast. It's not just like one narrator doing everybody, which I enjoy. I think my problem with the audio is the fact that I picture Darrow much younger than the voice actor. The voice actor sounds like a 40-year-old man or like late 30s, and Darrow I think is in his 20s at most. Like the oldest he is that. So it's just a little off-putting, I guess, but I'm really enjoying it. I finally got my copy of, what is it called? The Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I ordered it from Blackwell's from the UK, so it took quite a while to get here. I really like the paperbacks because I hate hardcovers. I do, with a passion. And it's kind of crazy for me to import that book from the UK. It's still cheaper than in a United States hardcover. It gets me so frustrating. The whole like money hungriness of forcing people to buy hardcovers, it just gets me so frustrated because I really like their paperbacks, but I just don't want to wait a whole year. And maybe I should have because people are getting mixed reviews on it, but I will say I pre-ordered this months and months and months ago before anyone had gotten their hands on this, so I don't know. I hope I'm like an outlier in the fact that like I really enjoy it. Like that is my hope. Like best case scenario, I really enjoy it. It might not be my favorite because I don't know. I don't think it will be. Like my favorites are Beach Read and Happy Place, like in my top 2. And then I would put Funny Story, then People We Meet on Vacation, and then Book Lovers at the bottom for me currently. So I'm curious to find out where this book is going to fall. I kind of want to do a reread of some of my favorite, like, I don't know if I want to do Happy Place because I kind of feel like I read it so recently, but it's been 2 years. So maybe I want to do Happy Place and Beach Read, like my favorites, and just reread them. I definitely want to do Beach Read. It's been many years, like 3-4 years, something like that. And so I'm really excited because I feel like there's no way that book is not going to be in the top no matter what. I just want to feel the feels again. But yeah, so that has been my update. So after I finish Golden Sun, my goal is to start Lauren Asher's F1 series, and I know it's so left field. I've never mentioned this book. Do I even really want to finish it? Not really, but I'm craving like a light romance, especially after some of the heavier reads like God of the Woods and Golden Sun. Like, I just need something very fluffy, and I own the whole series, so I kind of feel like I should just get started on that, and then I think I'll hop back into Inferno. Like, I'll add it onto my TBR for May is the goal. I mean, don't like quote me on it or call me out if I don't choose that, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. I didn't finish what is it, The Something of Jaded Women? I don't remember, but it was my one of my like TBR jar picks. I think I'm gonna put that one away for now, and I'll put it back in the jar. And I think I'm gonna do Great Big Beautiful Life, Inferno, Throttled, and then there's a few more things I wanted to really read. Oh, I'm gonna do second Curse of the Wicked, of course. Oh no, it's not Wicked. What is it called? The Curse of something. The second Curse of the Wicked book. And then I don't know what else. I'm gonna like take a little sneaky peek. I do have a lot of arcs for April too, so maybe I'll just leave it as less of a paperback month and then try to go through my arcs, because I think I have like 4 or 5 romances. I don't have my book bullet journal with me right now, so I can't even tell you what they are, but I feel like it's not just 1 or 2, and I didn't read at least 2 from this month, so I am off to a rough start already for April reading, but it's okay. It's fine. Yeah, so this is where I'm going to be for the rest of the night. And I think I'm just going to talk to you guys tomorrow. So, bye. Okay. So, happy Tuesday. I just got home and my Amazon packages just came in. And so, I have this walk-in closet in my living room area. And so up here, I was just tossing this box was in here. I was tossing some like scarves and hats and stuff up there because we do have winters. But I realized... So I bought this box. I bought these boxes that are stackable to go all the way up to the ceiling. They come out and they extend significantly, and I don't know if I like the look of that, and I don't know whether I should just return them or fold them in like this, stack them, and when I'm going to use them, I turn them out. I don't know. I'm a little indecisive as to what to do right there, and so I don't know. Maybe I'll ask my sister. I'll FaceTime her later and ask her opinion. In other news, I am officially the owner of a toaster, like a real toaster. We have a toaster oven, and my boyfriend's always been a real toaster person, like the one where you get like the 2 pieces of toast, you toast them downwards and it pops up and they're nice and toasted. And so he hates our toaster oven because it feels like it takes too long, which is such a first world problem to have. Well, anyways, I bought a toaster, and I will show you guys later because I have some errands to run. Normally, I go to charge my car and I do some nice leisure reading, but that won't be happening today. And so I'm going to grab my laptop and do my therapy, I think, at my parents' house is the thought. And then, I don't know, from there what's going to happen. But anyways, so I don't really, let me close this up. So I don't really have a game plan for today. I did make a list because I had a whole bunch of like things to do today. Like I wanted to change my bedding and do some laundry and clean the kitchen as usual. And vacuum the rug. So I did have a lot of things to do today, and I don't think I'm going to get to any of those things, which is a little frustrating. If you hear any sound, it is the fan. It is on because it is really hot and we don't have central air yet. So there's all that going on. I think I'm just going to bring my laptop, and I do have some lights because the thing is this room doesn't get light, like direct light at all. It comes because that's the side of the apartment. We get direct light through the front and the back. As you can see, the lighting here is so much better. And so my issue is that after a certain time, it gets too dark in that room to film correctly, which you probably notice because my videos, there's some, what do they call it? Noise, like the little wrinkles. And so I don't really know what the solution is. I think I'm just going to turn on my lights and hope for the best, because it's not, I mean, it looks pretty dark. See, even on here, it looks pretty dark, and it's not dark, but it's dark for a camera. And so we will figure this out when I get back, because I do have to run the errands. I'm just grabbing my laptop stuff and getting ready to pack that away, and I'll get you updated later. I'm about 65% through Golden Sun, which is my reading update since I left you last night before I finished reading for the night, and I really, really like it. I think I made a post on Facebook today. I was like, I kind of wish that HBO would make like a Red Rising series. I feel like they would do such a good job because it's kind of like Game of Thrones, but in space. And if anyone knows how to do a top high budget television show, and I mean, they did fuck up. We just came back from outside. We built the grill and we finished our patio set. We are not in love with the table. It is a little small, so we're not sure exactly what we're going to do. Maybe we're going to turn it into like an ottoman situation versus like an actual seating, like an actual table. But that is, I didn't do anything I needed to do today. My whole day kind of got, not derailed, but my mom wanted me to come over her house for something, so I went over her house, and that took forever, and then I had therapy, and then I came home and I saw the patio set, so I did that. So I didn't do any laundry, I didn't clean my kitchen, I did not record this week's video yet. I guess I'm gonna do it tomorrow. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna shower now and then read Golden Sun, I think, for the rest of the night. Hello and happy today. What day is it? It's the Wednesday. Excuse my hair. It's so hot. I'm gonna probably tell you this, and you're gonna be sick of it until I don't even know how to fix this. Honestly, I just think it's kind of whatever. Okay, so it is the last day of April, and this will be, or today will be where I close out this vlog. I think I'm just gonna give you my update right now. I am going to continue reading Golden Sun. I think I said this somewhere, but I have 100 pages left on this in this book, and it is the final battle. Like, this is the who's gonna live, who's gonna die, what's gonna go down, what is this gonna turn into. I'm a little nervous because I think there's like 7 books in this series, even though I do think only the first 3 follow Darrow, so maybe this won't end as badly as I think it will end. I'm concerned about which of his friends are going to die because a few people have already died throughout the series, and they have hurt me. I have been thoroughly hurt. Yeah, so it's kind of funny. I kind of just start vlogging throughout my weeks and see how long I feel like recording for. And I think I've been vlogging for about 2 weeks on this. So this is going to be a long vlog. I don't even want to know how long it ends up being. I'm going to call it's going to be my longest vlog yet. Maybe like a 45-minute vlog, maybe a 15-minute vlog. I'm really hoping it's not that long because I feel like the perfect sweet spot is like around 30 minutes. But I think I read a lot during this vlog. I think I talked about this yesterday. I don't remember. I feel like I've read a lot. Like, I just did my April wrap-up video today, where obviously I did not finish Golden Sun, but I did talk about the fact that I finished 10 books, and if I finish Golden Sun, that will be my 11th book for the month, which is kind of crazy because I do read a lot, but I never expect to read a lot. Like, I don't put that much effort into it. I think the main reason that I read so much is because I have so much free time. Like, my boyfriend travels a lot, and so when I'm by myself, like, my options are read or watch TV, and 8 times out of 10, I would rather read. I mean, there's that time sometimes where I don't want to, but most of the time I do want to just read. So the weather's been so nice. I did show you yesterday that we did our patio set and we did our grill, and today I was just sitting out there after work and it was so nice. I mean, I didn't have that much time because, again, I was going to originally film my April wrap-up yesterday and I couldn't. And today I did a lot. I got home, I played with my dog, I hung out outside, I did my April wrap-up, I did some laundry. I did half of my dishes because I emptied out my dishwasher. I washed a whole bunch of dishes until my dishwasher was full, and now it's full. So I gotta wait for all that stuff to dry, and then I will continue tomorrow and finish the rest of it. I just had too many dishes. I put it off till the last minute, and then I have so many dishes to do. But it's okay. I will eventually learn that the best way to do it is to just do it immediately. It's such a nice day. Like, I don't know if you could hear it, like, the planes are passing by, the birds are chirping, the kids are playing outside. I see, like, the leaves, beautiful colors with flowers on them. It's just, there's nothing better than the spring and the summer, except for my allergies. Yeah, so I'm going to probably check with you in a little bit, and I'm just going to read now that I finally finished doing my, like, adult tasks, or just responsibilities for the day in my house. On a bright note, maybe this is TMI, I was looking for a new OBGYN or gynecologist because I don't really like mine. She's like, it's not that I don't, that's not true. I feel like I'm getting to the age where I have to start thinking, like, is this the doctor I want if I decide that I want to have kids? And I'm not sure. I am undecisive as to what I want to do still, but I feel like I want to get to know my new doctor and not just hop into a random new doctor. And so I was a little bit panicky because I only had enough birth control for like 3 weeks, like cutting it close. And so my old gynecologist appointment was for next week, and I think I'm gonna cancel. I haven't canceled it yet, but my new doctor, the soonest I could see her is May 20th, which would be like 2 days before my birth control finishes. And that means if there was any issues with the prescription, if they give me the wrong prescription, if anything goes wrong, I wouldn't have had enough. Well, today I came home and I saw there was a package in the mail, and I was like, I haven't ordered anything. I literally am on a semi-buying ban because I bought so many new things for the apartment recently. And I opened up my mailbox, and I guess my old doctor, refilled my prescription, so I have 3 more months of birth control. So now it's a non-issue. It's kind of great because that means I can go to my appointment and I will get my year's worth of pills, and then everything will be a-okay. Because you know what happens? They only give you a year's worth before you have to go and see your doctor again. But what happens is when I make the appointment a year ago, I forgot that I made that appointment a year ago. And then I tend to just be really busy. Like something happens to fall on the day that I have that appointment. And so I always end up having to cancel it. And then I'm just cutting it really close. So this is kind of nice. I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, that is the update no one cared to hear about. And now you know. Hello friends, and today is, sorry, I was just looking at my hair. Today is May 1st. I was not planning on recording at all today, but I completely forgot to record anything yesterday. My boyfriend's traveling because he does a lot for work, and I did a whole bunch of errands. I did everything I needed to do, and when I was getting ready to sit down and read, my boyfriend called me and we just talked on the phone for a couple of hours before bed. And so I got a little bit of reading done before going to sleep, but I didn't check in with you guys. And I did not finish Golden Sun because of that. So my goal for today is to run a few errands and finish Golden Sun. And I think that's where I'm going to end my vlog. I think it's a good stopping point because I will have finished the book, which is exciting. I'm going to do a few things and then plop down, and you will get my final live thoughts as I'm reading it. So I finished the book and I have no words. I am completely processing. Of all the endings, I did not expect this one. Like, there was something that I was feeling was going to happen because of obviously like the context clues. Like, they definitely hinted at it, that it was a potential. But still, the way that it all unfolded, especially in the last like 50 or 60 pages or so, was crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I really already want to jump into the third one because this one ended on like such a major cliffhanger, and technically, like I said, the first 3 books in the Red Rising series follows the same main character, so basically the next book will be the finale of his story, unless he becomes a side character for the other books, which I'm not sure like what's exactly gonna happen, but I'm just so curious. I'm so distraught. Like, I have so many feelings and emotions, and like, this was a wild ride. Like, so much happens, and somehow this book was better than, I don't think it's better than the first one, but it's just, I really like books that talk about politics, or like that it's like very like schemy and you have to outsmart one another, and like everyone has a plot and you don't know who to trust. Like, I like those types of plots, and this one was just phenomenal. Like, it was so good. Yeah, I need something really light. And so I already decided what my next book's going to be, and I'm going to read this for a little bit, and it is Throttled by Lauren Asher. I own all of these books. What's upside down? Sorry. I own all of these books, and I don't know why I binge bought these like years ago, because I realized I don't really like the Dreamland Billionaire series that much. So I'm hoping that I like the series more. I mean, if not, I will read them and then donate them, like put them in a little free library. But I just need something fluffy and light, and I think Lauren Asher has good writing, and it's pretty quick to get through usually. So this is where I'm gonna end this vlog, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.